This morning, the Israeli military is conducting what it calls extensive strikes on targets in Lebanon. Israel is calling on people in Lebanon to evacuate any buildings where Hezbollah is storing arms. Lebanon's news agency is reporting several Israeli strikes across the southern part of the country. This comes after Israel sent nearly 300 strikes into Hezbollah targets on Saturday. Hezbollah launched rockets and missiles into Israel in response. Americans in Lebanon are being told to get out of the country now as both Israel and Hezbollah ramps up deadly attacks against each other. Hundreds of Israeli strikes hit southern Lebanon yesterday. And according to the Israeli military, Hezbollah launched some 150 rockets, cruise missiles, and drones, landing deeper into Israel than at any point since October 7th. The State Department is now telling American citizens to leave Lebanon while there are still ways to leave. Israel says the strikes will continue until their goals are met. In a separate development, Israeli soldiers shut down Al Jazeera's bureau in the West Bank yesterday. That move is being condemned by several journalist organizations.
The Israeli military says its jets targeted Hezbollah positions this morning. Lebanese media report more than 80 airstrikes hit the western Bekaa Valley and southern Lebanon. The Israeli military also released this video claiming it prevented Hezbollah from launching a powerful cruise missile at Israel. Asked if he's worried about rising tension in the Middle East, President Biden saying,
"Yes, I am, but we're going to do everything we can to keep a wider war from breaking out."
In Beirut, as Hezbollah buried one of its top military leaders yesterday, killed by the most intense Israeli strikes on the Lebanese capital in nearly 2 decades, Hezbollah says it's ready for a new, open-ended war. This weekend, Hezbollah launched more than 100 rockets, drones, and missiles at northern Israel. Most of them shot down by Israeli defenses, but a few made it through.
A Hezbollah rocket hit these homes, causing extensive damage, and now Israel is bracing for an escalation, ordering all schools across northern Israel closed and declaring this entire area a no-fly zone.
Ilan Itah was at home near the blast and told me he ran to a shelter with his 5-year-old granddaughter and that the girl and nearly everyone else in the village has left. From a balcony upstairs, you can see the crater where the rocket exploded in the middle of the street. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel is now shifting focus to Hezbollah. We hit Hezbollah with a string of strikes it didn't imagine. If Hezbollah didn't get the message, I promise you it will get the message, he said. Netanyahu appears to have been hinting at responsibility for audacious attacks on Hezbollah last week, when thousands of pagers and walkie-talkies used by the group suddenly exploded. A plot one U.S. official described to NBC News as James Bond stuff.
The Israeli military says it has struck more than 300 Hezbollah targets across Lebanon today in what appears to be the start of a broad Israeli military campaign targeting the Iranian-backed militant group. This is by far the most extensive set of strikes we have seen in the time that Israel and Hezbollah have been skirmishing across the border since October 8th. And for the first time, the Israeli military is issuing widespread warnings to Lebanese civilians to evacuate from villages where Hezbollah fighters and their weapons are stored. This is a moment that many fear may see this region hurtling to an all-out war between Israeli forces and the Iranian-backed militant group. At Hezbollah firing back with rockets, drones, and missiles into northern Israel. We saw some damage yesterday as a result of Hezbollah fire. I asked an Israeli military official earlier if Hezbollah were to stop shooting, would that be enough for Israel to call off its attacks? This official indicating that at this point it would not be, and that Israel has 3 broad goals from this bombing campaign. 1, to create conditions where it is safe enough for those tens of thousands of displaced Israeli civilians to return to their homes in the north. 2, to push Hezbollah fighters away from the Israeli border. And 3, to degrade what at this point is decades of infrastructure military buildup that Hezbollah has carried out across southern Lebanon. Raf Sanchez, NBC News, Tel Aviv.